Can you hear?
I can hear you. I can't hear anything else.
Okay.
All right.
We're here.
We're here. Anyway, welcome back. Roll for Insight. Just a little chatty chat session that we like to have discussing some of the things with some of our players. We have Nori back in the hot seat this time around, as well as Polly, because technically they're both in the hot seat for different reasons. But it has been some time. Many things have changed throughout the campaign since the last time, at least the two of you were on together. But for those possibly looking in for the first time here, we just is just a discussionary little session that we have, very free flow. We have some of us have a few questions lined up and ready for either the player or for the character, and I'm an open book on any of these questions as well, as much as I can be, without giving anything away. So you can feel free to turn back and ask me questions, and this can go from the most recent session to all the way to the beginning inception of the campaign. Any questions you may want answered or understood a little bit further. But tonight, I'm hosting this one, and I have probably the biggest flaring problem question, at least from my side of things, as the DM. I've noticed something, and it's been slowly coming to a head. And this question is technically for both of you. This is for your characters. In the last session, Nori, it was sort of out of character, but you were talking about Nori. And you had brought up, or you were sort of asked, and it was kind of joked about for a little bit, that you are all for Trentimir. He's not connected to you anymore, but you're all for Trentimir. And Polly is the entire opposite of the Trentimir spectrum, where he is like, fuck that parasite. Literally, I've said
We're
that.
talking about that now? Wow.
That was one of the last things we kind of dabbled into at the end of session. And so it's...
Fucking Richa.
And so, like I said, with Nori being, warm and amicable and understanding because of, your personal connection to Trentimir, you just didn't want it forced upon you. Especially, technically, in the way that it did, with Tiva sort of, like, take this.
She had nothing explained. She didn't know what this was. It was just, here, make a life-changing decision. You have 5 seconds, and I go, okay, yeah, I guess I'm supposed to do this. So she wasn't ready for this. She does not have the chaos capable of owning a Trentimir piece, and she's not. It's just not something she's capable of.
Which is funny because the one piece out of the entire worlds that you had nothing to do with chaos.
But it's still from a being of chaos.
I know, but it was just you.
It was
so you.
It was 100%. She's bad with gods.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah, and she feels horrendous about how she treated him. And because he essentially had access to her mind, he knows she felt awful. Just like, okay, I have to help it, but they were terrible for each other. It was just toxic in both forms. She was bad to him, and it caused her so much pain that there was no way this relationship was going to work out. So him leaving was probably the best decision possible for both of them. Yeah. Well, I don't know if it was okay for him, but it was definitely the best for Nori because she's actually gotten to grow a little bit more. But she never hated Trentimir. There was never a I hate this thing. It was I hate the responsibility it's put on me. If this was someone else's, I would be happy to help. But she never wanted it. Okay. Which is why she's all for Richa having it. Just like, yeah, I'll help. Let's do this.
Well, Richa is also probably one of the few, at least that you guys have interacted with, is the only person that has actually chosen Trentamir. Both Vinny and Nori both got it placed upon them.
Vinny was fine with it.
Vinny was fine with it, but the origin of it was placed upon him, and he came out of the temple and was like, whoa, what the fuck is this? But he definitely embraced the hell out of it. But going back to the main question, so Nori, now that Trenti is in, especially a chaotic being such as Richa, that the only other person to make sense for is Kaporin. But
no, Capernaum doesn't have the type of chaos necessary.
No,
it's
Richa's a responsible chaos gremlin.
It's not that Kaporin is chaos. Kaporin has chaos happen to him all the time.
Yeah.
So he would have been the only other person that it would make sense in. Maybe
honestly, if Kaporin got like Nert Trentamir, Polly would have killed him. Like full
on.
No, I'm telling you right now, like he is not responsible enough to handle that being, and it would destroy us all. Yeah. Polly is not happy with the fact that Richa has something in him that can destroy all of us immediately, and thank God he was sitting inside Becca. Because he did not see what happened in this last episode when Trentamir decided to destroy that poor Bearfolk guy, that poor disillusioned man. But
as soon as he showed up,
Polly would literally have killed Kaporin. He would not let that happen. Because he knows exactly what would have happened if shit went down. And he would have enlisted all of you. Like, we cannot let this happen. Richa is responsible chaos. Richa takes care of all of us. And Polly knows it too. Like, to Polly, Richa is the other cleric. But he is like the fighting cleric. He's the backstabbing cleric. He's the guy that like goes behind people's backs and makes sure that like you're not gonna let that happen, are ya? Like that's
I will
Richa.
watch you for the next 5 hours from a perch.
He's seen it happen. Right, he's seen it happen. Like he's heard about it happening. So like Polly trusts Richa like nobody's business. So yes, he's not happy about this at all. But
I think all of us have this like
gonna let it happen because it just has to. Like Richa's been begging Polly for like I don't even know how long, like a year now, game time, like even longer, I think,
to help with his god,
help him find his god. And he found one. He found his god, and Polly's not gonna like get in the way of that at all. It's a lot. And Polly's not happy about it, but he's going to let it happen.
I was going to say, if you stepped in between that, Nori would step in between that.
No, absolutely not. No, he's not going to do it because he knows what's going to happen. He knows what's going to happen if he steps in between that.
No, Richa,
it's not going to be pretty.
As far as like schools of chaos go, Kaporin is the pre-K, preschool education level of chaos, and Richa is definitely graduate, onto his masters.
Because
Kaporin is like the 2-year-old with a wand that just waves it and makes things happen. Yep. Whereas, and I'm
sometimes that himself.
I feel really bad saying that because Polly is trying to literally come back and support Kaporin and like help him grow up and like understand where he's coming from and like support. But man, when I say I have a Kaporin, everybody runs. We all run because we know exactly what we're thinking. The worst idea ever.
Well, to be fair, Kaporin, with everything that's been thrust upon him family-wise and what
yeah.
what he's found out
He's
recently. He's been doing
been through a lot
better.
of shit. And that's why
And
Polly's like very much like for Kaporin, as long as he doesn't intentionally fuck up. Because sometimes he chooses.
Of course, yeah.
And like
And
part of that is just I love his RP. I love the
oh, I
RP he
do
does
too.
so much.
I
It is
love
my
the idiocy.
favorite thing. Because he has this way of knowing, like, embracing, like, this character is a fuck up. And it is a delight every time. There are multiple times where I just like message him, I'm like, this is beautiful. Thank you for this. It kind of made my night because of how funny it is.
And we
But
all just cringe at the same time.
our characters are so done with this, but me, the player, is just endlessly delighted.
Yeah, Polly is actually like testing his patience.
Testing what?
His patience. Like he's literally like, you know what? I'm gonna be closer to my God. I'm gonna be patient. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take care of this boy. Because he doesn't know what he's doing. Even though I've asked him 3 times. I'm just gonna let it happen and let him do it, and I'm gonna support him because I love him. But wow. Wow.
So
And then
And
you
then I
think
just let
about Nori's
Brandon
been with this
Emmerich
dude for like
snapping the head.
4 years.
I know.
So let me pull it all back and get down to the nitty gritty part of the
Okay.
actual question. With Nori being so for Trenty and assisting him, and Polly being so anti Trentimir, obviously with the Trentimir being in Rachab, it's the best version of Trenty being in anyone that is possible.
Yes.
And the fact that, well, I'll make a mini question first. The fact that Trentimir hid behind Rachab and was Rachaw's heart, it was able to like sort of like cocoon himself in there. Personally, in Trentimir's mind, he wasn't done with the group. He didn't feel right leaving you guys.
Trentimir, really?
You don't know what type of piece of Trent is inside Trentimir. If Trentimir is inside Rachab, each
No,
piece,
I understand that.
yeah, each
There's
piece
just like
is different.
so many pieces and so much bullshit.
So you got to remember that each piece is usually one of the predominant character features of a person. And if you had to take the predominant character features of Rachab, you're talking chaos, but you're talking about caring above all. You know, he's always worried about his flock, whether it's you or his actual flock.
True.
Always wants to be the one in the very back to make sure everyone gets through, gets safe, gets taken care of. So you gotta think that probably the piece that's in Trentimir is the elder brother sort of protectorate, because Trentimir is the older brother. Very much the I want to take care, protect section of it. So the piece that's inside Rachab is like the caring piece, and he didn't want to just abandon the group because he had left Nori, asked Amric to, get rid of me, when you can. And the one piece that stayed behind was the one in Rachab. So once that revelation happened, and now we know the hard splits, because Polly dealt with a very different type of Trentimir.
A lot of different types of Trentimir.
Than both Nori and Rachab have dealt with. But obviously that's going to come to a head at some point between either the 2 or the 3 or the whole group. Do you think, as characters, that may be an irreparable rift? Especially if Trentimir starts gaining more pieces or more power.
For Nori, she's more forgiving than she should be. I don't think
She
If
is
Polly,
actually.
yeah, she's way more forgiving than she should be. Like, to an extent, she's forgiven Zelik for stuff, which she probably shouldn't. Yeah,
Ew, gross.
yeah,
No,
I know.
don't do that
Uh,
again.
he's dead, probably.
Oh,
Um,
well, we're working on that bag
yeah,
of
yeah,
coin holding. Yeah.
so funny. But if I don't think with enough time, Nori would forgive Polly unless he hurt Richaw.
Wait, forgive
Then
me for what?
if stuff like if a fight went down
Oh,
over the Trentimere piece, if you hurt Richaw, killed Richaw, any of that, no, that's you get full-fledged Druid doesn't care what property damage she incurs. That yeah. But if it's you disagreeing and us having an argument, more than willing to forgive. It's
yeah,
only Richaw.
that's that. Polly doesn't want to fight anybody. He doesn't want to disagree with anybody. He loves you guys so much. And that's like we'll talk about that in a minute. But as far as Trentimere goes, he's not happy about it. But he literally knows how responsible Richaw is. And he is literally, besides Polly, in Polly's mind, the most responsible person in the group. And Polly knows like he's fucked up. He did it on purpose. He literally did it on purpose. But as far as Trentimere goes, this is it blows his mind for a little bit because Richaw's had this piece in him for a while. And we're finding that out now, but why didn't it absorb Nori's piece? Why?
Yeah,
Like
Nori
he's
can answer
asking
that one.
questions.
Yeah,
Like he's asking questions in his head because he knows he's met Violet. He's met the fucking Ice Queen. He's met all these people who have giant pieces of Trentimere.
Nori needs
That
to
are-
explain some shit to Richaw. Writing that down.
Right, and like he's heard
And
about
Molly.
people who are hunting other people and killing them. He's met his fucking cousin who had a piece of it fly out of his hammer and resurrect his sister in another timeline. He doesn't trust it. And that's the thing, like he loves Richaw and he will support Richaw, but he doesn't trust it. He'll be there, he'll help him, but he doesn't trust it at
So the
all.
situation with the pieces is that essentially the strongest piece typically wins, and then
Right.
it absorbs the lesser one.
typically.
But that's not
Richaw's
the
is
case.
so
That's
weak.
not the case.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
the stronger person.
Yeah, if the
Who's
pieces are
holding a
embedded into two
piece?
different creatures, then it's a fight.
Yes.
To absorb.
It's the stronger person.
Mhm.
And Richaw is fucking strong in his own way. So Polly's not worried about Richaw. He's not worried about the piece. He's worried about the other pieces.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Then
Like-
Nori's agreeing with you on that one.
Yeah. And he will tell you if you want to know in game, but we have not had time to talk about the whole Richaw Trentimere piece at all.
Yeah,
Because
there's-
he'll be like, hey, by the way, Richaw's got a target on his back, unless he's the one targeting somebody else
Yeah.
every single time. You were the exception. Nori was the exception. You are the only person that Polly has met that didn't have anyone hunting you for that piece.
Oh yeah, she did.
I
he
had
didn't
people
know
hunting
about
me.
that. He didn't know about that.
Oh well,
No.
you probably would have. It would have been some part of the further explanation process. The whole time that Kaporin died and came back as a bard, that was a Trentimere adversary.
Polly wasn't there for that.
No, but it's been brought up so many times of
Yeah.
Kaporin dying.
Oh, nobody's ever brought it up to Polly. I've never heard
Yeah.
about this before in my whole life. Like,
Because we
Nobody's told
say
that.
like he used to be a warlock, then he became a bard
Yeah, but
after
no
he
one,
Well, yeah, I
died.
knew
no one said
that.
why they were in a meteor swarm. He
Right.
just says meteor swarm and fish. No one ever says JJ was trying to kill you guys.
Well, so I've heard that
We fought
Meteor
JJ.
Swarm, Racha was the one that dodged all of it. Y'all
In the
took
temple.
damage, but I didn't hear anybody dying.
JJ was
Yeah.
in the temple.
Wasn't he? We fought like a version of him. I remember because I got feeble-minded. The attempt at feeble mind was cast in the temple, and then I got a nat 20, which was
It was
my
JJ, the monk, and somebody else.
Okay, so JJ was the person that did the Kaporn killing.
yeah.
Okay.
I was just saying like Polly has seen this guy.
Okay.
Yeah,
at one
he
point.
just didn't know who he is. He was
Yeah.
just like, you know what, I'm gonna help you guys destroy this so we can get through this fucking room.
I
Because
cannot
we have
believe.
like who knows how many rooms we have left.
Oh yeah, JJ did do the delayed blast firewall.
I survived on like 3 HP, and only because I had absorb elements. That spell has just. I have a couple spells that are like permanent stocks. That is one of
So-
them now, just because of how much we hit elemental stuff. Continue.
As far as like this goes, Val, can you describe that whole situation so that not just myself but everyone knows like what the fuck happened?
What?
Honestly, like what the fuck happened?
To Jacob?
Like that whole like meteor swarm
Oh, okay.
demon took out the
Yay,
whole
story
town
time.
thing.
That-
Please tell us a story.
So this takes us back into Cydia. Let me pull it up so I can give you the exact.
Northern part, southern part, mid part.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
Was it the Emerald Key?
It was coasty.
You were saying Quay, but I looked it up and it was Key because I was genuinely
Well,
curious.
no, I always made the funny thing of Key Quay. Like it doesn't.
Ah.
Really, it's all. The
That's
same.
true.
QUE.
So it's the Crystal Clan lands.
Mm-hmm.
Cydia.
Northwestern
Yeah, up against
part
the,
of city up,
It's the shore. Yeah.
right below the snake forest. Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
And
I don't know why I know that, but I do.
it is the Emerald Quay.
I did it.
You did it.
And the group actually was doing a job for Barnabas, or who they thought was Barnabas at the time.
My dad.
They're actually technically doing a proxy job for some Barnabas employees in that town, and to sort of show they were given a test job. It's really pretty much their first job given to them by Barnabas. They had to go into a fighting arena, which was located at the bottom of a very wealthy person's house at the north end of the city. Bryn, they got enough money together, got themselves, because it was 100 mithril pieces just to enter, which was 10,000 gold.
That's a
Yeah,
lot.
Bryn had gotten a lot of money. I forget why, but she got a lot of money at one point. And she's like, "Okay, I'm entering myself into this fight because everyone in our group had an 8 to strength."
Yeah, when Valek teleported you guys there, you guys were given a bunch of money then, which no one put 2 and 2 together. But Valek dumped a boatload of money into their hands, and then all of a sudden they needed to have a boatload of money to get into this job for Barnabas. Dots and dots. So they had to go in.
It makes sense now after that.
Yeah, of course. They had to go in, and Bryn signed up to do the fighting. She had to sign up because it was cheaper for a fighter to enter than it was for you just to go in and spectate. A fighter to enter was 100 mithril pieces. To go in and spectate and gamble was like 250, and they're like, we have no way we're getting that much money. So they went in, and during this time, Racha, this is one of Racha's PTSD moments, Racha snuck around the building trying to steal the
Sorry.
The gem and crystal inlaid in the diamond inlaid skull. They were told to. I believe they weren't told it was a skull, but they were told to steal the diamonds.
No, we were told to get a skull. Was that a demi-lich or something?
No.
Okay.
But they were told to steal that. And Kaporin got himself caught and thrown into basically jail. Or the house's version of jail, like almost immediately, which was soundproof and had no light inside. So he was just in there by himself for pretty much the entire time. Bryn died.
Wow.
She died in the battle. Nori got pissed.
Yep.
But their healers brought her back.
That was the
Aarakocra.
the monk?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was a barbarian.
He was barbarian monk, multiclass.
Oh, okay.
He was a barbarian monk. No, he wasn't a monk. He was a barbarian tavern brawler. That's why he was able to roll for his hits. So Rachal was sneaking. Kaporin got caught. Bryn and Nori. Well, Nori was watching Bryn die. And I believe at that time we didn't have Chris's character in there. Because
we had him, but he chose not to come and instead went to a party.
Okay, that's what happened. Yeah, he was like, you know what? You guys have this handled. I'm gonna go to a club. And he was at the club the entire time. Rachal went upstairs, was able to sneak into the room, was able to steal the stuff, but in that process, he had to kill 2 people. And one was basically like an 18-year-old, level 1, just got his first dagger rogue.
Oh, baby. A little tiefling.
And he boom shakalaka the shit out of that guy and disintegrated him. From there, they went back, turned all the stuff in, and the next day, they were figuring out what they were going to do, where they were going to go, what was going to be the next step.
And this one's on me for misreading a situation.
And Nori walked outside with everybody else, and her piece told her, as soon as she walked outside, there's a piece nearby.
Oh, no.
And
but
she looked at her piece of paper.
Nori had no understanding of how it worked at all. That is the first time I had heard there's a piece nearby. Mm-hmm. So this is a completely inexperienced piece holder.
Right,
and then meeting this guy.
And I believe you pulled out the piece of paper that you were given with all the names. And you looked across them. While other people were, like, listening to conversations. Because a bunch of people were, like, in the streets, all conversing, like, gossiping. And you guys heard of a name. Joseph something.
It was Joran Jenin.
There you
go. If my notes are correct.
And on her little list of people who have Trentamir pieces, who she was given to by one of the captains inside the Elven Armada.
Kazariak?
Yep. It only said JJ, and she put it together quickly. Oh, shit. Because it says, JJ, run. Like...
Oh, no.
Like, that's so I followed the instructions, run. I didn't know that the peace holders can sense when another peace holder is nearby.
Yeah.
And
so...
And she didn't put it together.
I get it.
It happened as soon as she walked outside. She didn't know that the place that they were staying in was warded. So it literally happened the first step she took outside.
Oh, shit.
And so while she was pulling out the paper and reading that, and people were picking up the names from the groups around, she turned and basically told everyone, we need to go. And they had a carriage and horses. And they waited for the carriage and horses to get brought to them. And by the time it did, JJ came down the street.
And he killed our horses and carriages. Why Nori only ever summons stuff, because she's sick of these animals dying.
Oh, I hear that. Yeah, horses are sadly expendable.
Not ponies.
He's on his way.
But
he'll be delivered tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Yeah, the group was getting onto the carriage when he threw, was it acid ball?
It was like
a vitriolic sphere.
That one.
He threw a vitriolic spear at the
Oh
carriage.
my god.
And it was basically everyone's choice of get the fuck off the carriage or get hit by this vitriolic spear. And it basically ate away the horses and the carriage. I think 2 people failed their dex save, one being Nori. So she was like flattened on the ground at this time with someone else, and everyone else had like booked to get defensive positions to start fighting. But he literally, because he was like 100 feet away, and he just zooped right up next to her, feeble-minded her. She was completely done. First round.
Yep.
And then
Oh, this is the feeble mind that carried over into the other.
yeah.
Oh god, that
So-
lasted a long time.
A month.
Feeble-minded her, and then so she was useless for the entire fight while everyone else was trying to fight JJ. And he ended up mass polymorphing and then casting Meteor Swarm.
The only reason we survived that fight is because we all had extra fish HP, and Rachad dodged the whole thing, and
she
Saren
did.
had blink up.
Yeah, he was blinked out of there. Everyone else was there for it, and that's why he casted Fireball. He's like, oh, they're all here now.
And then Koparin died because he tried to
Wow.
and
Yeah.
didn't get fished.
He didn't realize that Meteor Swarm has a pretty large area of effect.
Yeah,
And
it does.
the only real reason that they survived was because Rachad dodged half the damage, and JJ was just
No,
standing there next to
Because
him.
he succeeded his dex save, so he took nothing from Meteor Swarm.
Yeah, he
So he
succeeded.
dodged
plus
the
evasion.
entire Meteor. Yeah.
He
And,
pulled the Vax.
but the only place that he could dodge to safely do that is right next to JJ. And so JJ was literally just standing there watching these basically dead fishes flop around before the meteor came down, Kaporin dying, and his deity like getting summoned by Belladonna. And JJ is just like, I'll be back when you guys are more of a fight. And just walked away.
Wow,
We weren't fun, so he left us alone.
good for that. The funny part, is that when we were in Solburn with my parents, all of us, Nori, there is a very powerful Trentmere holder.
I know,
At
she's
the
on my
academy.
list.
Yeah,
Violet.
Violet.
Mm-hmm.
I think
She's the sweetest thing you've ever met in your whole world. She's so nice.
She was there for your trial.
Yeah, you know what? Nori wasn't. Bryn was. But yeah, Violet is actually a great person. I'm so glad that she's tired of collecting treasure pieces. But either way,
yeah, I found my old list. Yeah. You added on Violet later. It was one of the names that appeared later on when it got wet. So it's not on my OG list.
I mean,
Because Kazariak
She's
didn't
been-
know she was there until he fled the Elven Armada, got into Ixia, and found her.
Yeah, they're a halfling in the Featherstone lands, an orc in the Bloodgood, a high elf officer in the Elven army, Stormdance, a hobgoblin, Goliath in the cliffs, all that fun stuff.
and cousin.
Love reading my old notes. This is so fun.
Well, actually, I'm not sure what you ever did with that piece of paper, but that orc in the Bloodgood lands is no longer there.
Ooh.
It is now a Duragar in the Bloodgood lands.
Yes,
Ooh.
he is.
I figured that was the one because he's like, I took out a half orc who had one in their teeth.
Oh, it happened recently?
I don't
Or
know.
another
Whenever we
timeline.
met him, it was in the other timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Nori definitely still has the list. Just she's not planning on gathering any pieces. It's half because I don't know, memories attached to it. I feel
No, I
like she
get it.
has
And also, it updates with JJ's location.
and her because she was raised with goblins. She doesn't have a lot of goblin tendencies, but she has some, and that's keeping like really small little
Hoarding.
knickknacks.
Yeah.
So they're just like little bits and pieces. So she'll have like a little piece of paper or a shred of a book, just like stuff like that she'll keep in her bag.
If it can fit in one hand, she's taking it.
The only trait that Polly knows that Nori has from goblins is paranoia.
And the ability to speak goblin.
He doesn't care about that. He hasn't heard her speak it. He just knows she has paranoia. Like crazy.
Yeah.
She wasn't as paranoid early on. It was largely the Trentimir stuff that increased her paranoia. She was always cautious, but she became paranoid because of the Trentimir stuff.
He is a bundle of paranoia. I will not deny that.
But she's fully like horribly paranoid.
I mean, Polly is paranoid about Trentimir. He hates him,
I mean,
honestly.
I have a plus 13 to perception and and then the observant feat. So that means again, the whole if I survive to next level, I'm gonna have a 30 for passive perception. Because right now I've got a 28. That's like the definition. I've created a paranoid character. I see and hear all.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean you have to act on all of it, which you kind of do.
I wanted to chill her out, and the Deathwalker stuff happened, so I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, now she's even more paranoid than ever.
If however the stuff with Bryn ends, she's taking a break. If it ends well,
you already told me.
Yeah.
You literally, you texted me, right? That you said that she would stay
until you guys got to where you need to go.
Until we got where we need to go, and Polly's holding you to that because he is not holding this group together by himself.
No, she
all.
will. She promised Bryn that she wouldn't break like she did. And now she's had time to process and understand, okay, I'm losing my person.
It's hard, and I get it.
It's like she has a terminal illness, and it came, like, the first time it came on really suddenly, and heart stopped. They were able to revive her, but it broke her for a while. Now she's had time to process.
To find that one treatment that might
the star fruit.
that might work, maybe, probably
now,
not.
We've already
but
heard that
maybe.
It might not work.
Yeah, we were given a hint and then told you need to kill a god, and Nora's just like, we can't kill a god.
Oh,
the only one we know is like a demigod, and he's not. There's no way we're doing any of that with him, nor do we want to, and we're not going to be able to kill this other one.
We can. Don't make me call my mom.
I don't want him to die. All of Bryn's family is there.
Will. If it's not,
and your sister.
If it's not Ilinade, I will call my mom and be like, "Where's that god killer? Because we need it right now to save a friend."
We pull all our cards and gather all the strongest individuals we know. Hey, can we kill this god, please?
Yeah, except that I will only call her last minute because she's kind of crazy. She is kind of crazy. Like, she loved my sister a little too much. I didn't realize it. I honestly didn't. I mean, yay, I can't wait till she loves me that much. But she hasn't yet.
That's just what happens to a mother when they lose their child. No parent wants to watch their child die first.
I get it. I get it, but wow, I'm still here.
It's not fair to you, but I understand where she's coming from. It is not fair to Polly.
I have Otis. And that other person that hangs out with him. Devin. I remember his name.
The best way that Polly's mom is taking it is not the best way, but
I don't want to know.
Oh,
I don't want to know.
You already know.
I do.
A correlative fashion is like her daughter was dying from liver failure, or kidney failure, and Polly was a match, and he didn't give it
Oh.
up. That's how she sees it.
And he regrets it every day. But
Yeah.
he knew he did the right thing. He knew he did the right thing. In his heart of hearts, it hurts him every day. He lost his best friend. He lost his other half. Like, his mom doesn't even know how hard it hurts him that he gave her up. But he did the right thing.
Nori
In
doesn't
his
believe
heart,
that.
he
She thinks
did.
you were stupid to do it. She won't tell that to your face, but she believes that.
Everyone thinks the same thing. Everyone thinks the same thing. Nope, you shouldn't have let that happen. You should have saved her, and then we could have had like this awesome ally and her husband, who's a dragon, and all that stuff. But no, like, she literally said, "Don't do that," and he had a chance, and he fixed it, and he respected her wishes, and he doesn't. He hurts a lot. He cries every night. Like, we had that conversation like on text where like he just broke down and just curled into a ball, and like he's losing it a little bit at a time. But he did the right thing in his heart, and it hurts him that nobody else sees it. Everybody else thinks he did like the bullshit stuff. No, you just did that because you wanted to, because it's selfish and blah blah blah, and you hated her husband and all that. No, she asked him to do it. She
Nori
asked
doesn't
him to
think
do it. She said she was happy and she was okay to go, and he did it for her and nobody else. And
Yeah.
he thinks everybody else is being selfish, but he won't say that to anybody. He won't go there. He won't contradict his mom. He's just really sad that it broke up his parents. Like, he's dying over that too now.
But
Either way,
Polly, yeah, not
That
a great
does-
place for poor Polly.
no.
that does bring up like maybe an extra twinge, like you choosing that route for her and basically negating the Trentamere and letting her go peacefully and everything, and then now Rachaw has a piece of Trentamere. It's like, fuck, I can't get away from this guy.
No, I know. I'd like. He also. I thought about that too.
It's an extra, just little like, fuck.
Is this mofo stalking me? Because if he wants some, I'll give it to him. Also, Eartha Marsh and his mom and all that stuff too. So yeah, we'll talk about that later.
It's rough all around. It's just bad.
I miss that mofo so bad. My little nephew, I miss him so much. You guys are gonna love him when you meet him.
Little big nephew.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Just like
He's
looking
half
up,
my
that's
age
your
and twice
nephew.
as tall. Huh?
Just like looking up, that's your nephew.
Yeah, he's half orc. He's not gonna live like half as long as we are.
No, he's already like a fourth of the way through it.
Yeah. But either way.
So
Before I forget, this one's just fun. How Nori's niece is a high elf. Nori's secretly very happy that she's a high elf because that means she stays little for longer. But just
Super cute forever.
just not forever. She just gets her for like a few extra years. Just like, oh, you're so small and cute. Continue. I just knew I'd forget.
No, I like. Polly was actually pretty excited that he's like in human years. He's only about 18, so he's still a kid.
Yeah,
and he's still got like all this shit going on. He's like, I just want to go to the beach with my sister, my boyfriend, and I actually want that scar on my butt that's supposed to be there where the crab supposedly pinched me because you played a prank on me and I wasn't there because it's a stupid different timeline.
well, these things happen.
Yeah, they do.
But to
Or
pull
they don't. Can't figure it out yet.
But to pull it back again to some stuff understood from last session, the fact that Varen has released into Kaporin the fact that he has no faith in this Trilithia exposure, or the only way that he thinks she would be successful is killing Ilinade. Obviously, Kaporin still needs to download that information to your characters.
That's not going to happen.
But if Ilinade doesn't die, then what do you think chances of success through her is going to be? Which then means, okay, well, if she can't fix it, what's the next step?
Nori doesn't think this is going to work. Flat out. She doesn't think any of this is going to work. But she's going to try. And if this fails and it's like, okay, your only option is killing Ilinade. Okay, that's not an option for us. So, What's the next thing we can do? Try to figure out what god this is? But we can't do that. We can't run forever. That's just something we can't do.
No, we can't run forever. And I don't want to lose Bryn.
Because if you lose Bryn, you lose Nori too, to an extent.
And that's what I mean. Like, we can't do that. Also, if Trilithia is the... Well, so here's the deal. Ilinade was the one that told us to go to Trilithia. It wasn't like it was just an epiphany or anything. He literally told us to go to her. So there's gotta be something there. And that's what, like, because Parsifal and Polly had a talk. And it took a while. But he knows pretty much everything. So Polly is, like, crossing fingers that there's gotta be something that she has, or something she can do, or something she can trap, or something. There's gotta be something. Because these things can't be, like, infinite. They can't be indestructible. Like, the gods are supposed to be like that. Not some weird bullshit shade that two gods fought over one guy and there's now, like, a grudge in between that's chasing someone and can't be destroyed. Fuck that, no. Absolutely not.
The one thing Nori holds on to is like a half hope, is because she's sort of like this, doesn't have a god. She doesn't believe in a god. She doesn't have as much respect for gods as she definitely should.
Not at all.
It's like, okay, they can die. Magic can kill them.
Yeah.
Why can't magic kill this thing? Yeah.
Right.
Magic will come from gods, but everyone can kind of use magic. Why can't this help? It probably won't, because there's a lot of things you can't do, but I'd rather try than just lay down on the ground and give up.
Funny that you say that, because our Birdman, his god is one of the sources of magic.
Yep.
So there's gotta be a way. There's gotta be a way. Because you can only break up Trentimir. You can't kill him. So
or we just like magically find a wish spell and we wish that the Deathwalker chasing Bryn is instead chasing Zelik, and then we move on with our day.
Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, we just like put the spot on somebody else.
Have fun, buddy. Say goodbye to your soul.
Well, actually, what about Zelik, Nori? Finding out that information.
She doesn't know.
Oh yeah, Kaporin
totally doesn't know.
Kaporin
hasn't said. I messaged him and he's like, I want it to be a surprise for the time where it comes out of my mouth.
Except that he also like last session, I think he's like, oh well, my dad can get you a special coin purse. And I was like, what?
Yeah, I just purse? if so the image of this high elf who looked down on anyone who wasn't the highest of high elves becoming a coin purse for a half elf is the funniest thing in the world to me.
Yeah.
But-
Head cut off, turned into a coin purse.
You greedy motherfucker, this is the end you deserve.
The
But
entire time, Polly's just gonna keep talking to it.
you don't.
You know what?
Uh,
We could have a conversation.
oh gosh. But if Nori knew that Zelik was alive, I don't think she would be as terrified as she was a year ago.
I
If
should
she
hope
found
not.
out that Zelik was okay, he's alive when he's supposed to be dead, then Nori would be pure terror. She would all of that. Nori's reached a point where Zelik's a threat. He's scary. He could seriously hurt her and everyone she loves. He's less of a boogeyman and more of just, you fucking suck, man.
It sounds like you have been dealing with this for so fucking long, and then you found out that he was dead.
Woo!
So if you found out he was still alive, he's just kind of there and hasn't done anything for so long. Who the fuck cares anymore?
Yeah. If her only concern would be like, what about RX and Evita? Which I really need to message them because she's genuinely concerned. It's been a month. I haven't messaged them. I really
About your
hope they're
what?
okay. RX and Evita.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mother brother, as Rachel would say.
This is really funny because I would actually expect you to text Amric's sister about your.
I can't text her. I have no ability to talk
Lance.
to her at all.
You can send to her.
I
How about
can't send to anybody.
Oh,
She has
Polly
a special
can.
coin from the AAA team.
I have it. Yeah, I have it in my notes as the A team. So it is. So I can send to them twice a day, and it has to be 20 words or less. And there's and then the stipulation that it's the second. It has to start with the second letter of the day of the week, which is why Nori would ask.
Oh, okay.
The only person who knows this exists is Bryn. None of you know if she even saw RX and Evita. She hasn't referenced niece. She'll say my niece or nephew. She wants to protect them as much as she can. She will not be the weak link.
For sure. Polly wasn't even there. It was Parzival. So you don't even know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But like when we have a whole day to ourselves. And I kind of think this should have happened while we were on the ship. Like for the weeks and weeks and weeks that we were on the ship. I kind of think that Polly would have been like, okay, I've got like 8 of these. Who wants to talk to who? Who do I know? And who do you want to talk to? Like, you want me to call your mom? I'll do it. You want me to call your dad? I'll do it. You want me to call your brother? I'll do it. Well, we got like 8 of these, and then I'm tapped out. You want me to call your God? I can sit here for 10 minutes and do that too. But you got only 3 questions. Like, he would have been super generous about that. But yeah, we didn't actually say that we were doing it.
Yeah.
And right now is not the time to do it.
Yeah.
Other things on the mind right now.
Polly is
Just a little bit.
tapped out. I think he has like 3 level 1 spells, a level 2 spell, and he's saving that sweet 7. That's it. That's all he's got. Like, everything else is so tapped out. And that commune freaked him out. Like,
Yeah, no kidding.
Wait, it's that close? Fuck. I thought we had a night. After we just had a night.
Yep, unfortunately. Like, you gotta think
What?
it was able to move as fast as it could for days on end. And
But the deal is,
Even the slowest airplane can travel the world in like 24 hours.
I
So-
get it. But wouldn't it have gone where we were the last time we were on this plane and then traveled from there?
It can travel across planes, so it tracks where you would show up in this plane.
We didn't
Yep.
even know where we were going to show up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
So-
it's got a homing beacon on Bryn,
Yep.
and
So
unfortunately,
word of recalling.
yeah,
Exactly.
the and like I said, if it's in a different plane right now, chasing, it can go basically up and to the spot that Bryn's at, and then rip into your guys' plane.
I already had it written down my thing that Nori's not sleeping. That's just something she's not doing. Yeah.
Like I said, Paulie's got a string on Bryn's toe kind of thing. Like he's at the foot of the bed ready to go. And we're calling it. We should probably call it, but I'm waiting for it to be there. So that it has to take time to get there. So we have time to sleep just one night. That's all
I'm
we
just
need.
laughing because if that does end up happening and you guys end up bouncing, it's going to be the same 3-player group splits.
Yep.
Not really,
yeah.
no.
Yeah?
It's not going to be. No, it's absolutely not going to be. Because we know more than we did before.
Well, yeah,
we can
but
avoid it.
the players...
We can move. We can get together. And then we can bamf.
No, Kaporan's downstairs.
No, that's what I
Perrin
mean.
and Richa.
That's what I mean, though. Like, we can sound the alarm. That's why I asked, like, is there another way out of this place?
Gotcha.
Because, yeah, we're upstairs in the rooms. That's why I was like, let's just, like, slumber party in the middle of everywhere.
Yeah, no, Kaporan
Because then we can move around the room while she's moving away from this thing, get everybody together, and then bamf out. And then it's going to take it a while to get to us, at least 8 hours.
Yeah, no, it's Kaporan and Richar are still downstairs. Amric has picked up a different room. But remember, these things are bedrooms.
Yeah.
They're not lavish suites.
Right.
So if it's gonna pop in where Bryn's at, it's going to pop in where Bryn's at.
I know.
Yeah.
So there's no popping in at the foot of the bed. It's popping in like straddling.
Yeah.
Right, but she knows to fight it this time. It's not just like, say hi, have a good time, have a conversation.
So
She knows
Well,
to
we
fight it
don't
this
know
time.
if we can even. We don't know the situation of fighting it. That's the problem. We
But
have
we've heard about it.
yeah,
We have the information.
you've been
It
told
can be killed.
you've been told it can get put down for a time.
Right.
But
All
no
we
one
need
ever
is 8
said
hours.
How?
That's so. We said we were going to bed, but I wanted to have a chat with Bryn first. Some of it's going to be funny, but some of it's going to involve that Nori doesn't trust that this thing isn't going to pop, like you said, pop out on top of her.
Right.
So Nori might, and this is, yes, you've given us meta knowledge, but this is already something I have like written down in my notes. Like, she's not going to do that. She's going to fight against this and that. She doesn't. Nori's very protective of Bryn, and she doesn't want to take any more chances because the time she did that last ended so poorly.
And quickly.
Monty, if she ever runs into Monty again, he needs to be afraid. Just saying that. She's not hunting him.
Why?
None of that, because he's the one who convinced Bryn to do so. To talk to it.
Didn't
Yeah,
know
no.
either.
Oh yeah, no, I know that. That's fully something the player has. No, Nori, it's like, why did I listen to this guy with a 10 to wisdom?
Because he has a
to
plus 11 to persuasion. That's why.
Yeah,
Because you got
His
high
last
charisma.
name is Montebank. Look it up.
Yep.
It actually
Yeah,
means
I know.
something.
Yes, I know what this word means, but
Which is funny because I just looked it up like 5 days ago, and I was like, "Oh my god,
Why do
that
you
is
think there's
perfect!"
Why do you think there's a Cape de Montebank in the game?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the key to the Montebank is kind of like blah.
Well,
It
yeah,
doesn't mean what it means.
but it's a prolific enough of a name to
Yeah.
have made it into a D&D item.
I literally just made the character and put that last name to him. And the same thing with Polly. Schlamazel means to fuck up all the time. It literally means to fuck up all the
I
time.
thought you just knew that.
You have
I did
absolute
not.
prophetic
No.
stuff. I love it.
I have a lot of insight, okay? In real life. Maybe I don't realize it, but it just happens, okay?
All my
Yeah.
characters just have like they'll have like a serious, like kind of serious name, but there's just a underlining of, oh, no, this is actually really stupid. You're named after seaweed. Congratulations.
You're named after sushi.
Exactly. Yeah.
Not even
that's-
sushi, seaweed.
Seaweed,
Right.
yeah. And I love having like my own little, it's not even written down anywhere, just like my own little mental Nori lore that the name originates because like Nori's a male name for elves, and Arix thought it'd be funny that instead of doing a more feminine nickname like Avia or something like that, he's like, you know what, we're gonna call her Nori. Like he was babysitting her for a couple days and got it so she would only respond to Nori, and then he was banned from babysitting her ever again. So that's my own thought of what happened, just because it feels in character for both of
The little tomboy nickname.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, I'll leave this portion up if you guys have any questions for me. Not all at once. Jeez, calm down.
I mean, oh, are we into the part? What the hell, Val?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck, Val? Bear people? Really?
Yeah?
Why couldn't we be a bear person?
Because technically the race of people doesn't exist anymore.
He was the last one.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
Trendemir.
Yeah, I said that.
No, you didn't.
Oh, in our chat.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
In Discord.
You said
I did.
it was a trial period. You didn't say he was the very last one.
Yeah.
I tried. This idiot was just so fucking gung-ho. I tried. Like, Paulie tried so hard to be like, why are you being stupid?
I still can't wait for you guys to actually find out where Rachaw fucked this guy.
Wording.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
Maybe.
we know,
But I do. I
character-wise,
am
we
so
don't know.
curious about that because the player clearly knows.
Yep.
Was it just something that was like a Rachaw off to the side? He had a little adventure on his own.
It was.
I did not try to piss him off, Bryn. I did not. I did not. I was trying
See,
to
the
reason
thing
with
is-
him, and this guy was just over the top.
You're bad at conflict
Paulie has a 9 to
resolution.
charisma, okay?
Yeah, I know. You're bad at
9.
conflict resolution.
Polly has
It
RBF.
shows.
Something fierce. He has RBF. And resting
It's
bitch
either that
diction
or
as well.
do you need a hug? And he's not going to go in to a bear person like that.
You want a
at
bear
all.
hug?
I mean, he could.
Yeah.
That would
He would
hurt.
feel like he would crush this little person who is literally the same height as he is. Didn't know he was a bear person.
He's 5'4".
He's shorter
oh,
than
you said
me.
he was like 4 something.
No, I said he's a couple inches shorter than Nori.
I know, like 4 something, right?
Nori's 5'5".
I'm 5'6".
Okay, so yeah, 2 inches.
Excuse you. No,
Fine,
she's like 5'5", but she
Taller than
refuses
Rashad,
to
but
admit
shorter
it.
than Nori. 5'5".
Nori
and
shorter than
3/4.
Nori. Okay. He was like, he was trying to be rational, and there was just something. It's that 9 charisma, I swear to God, every single time.
Trying to be rational, but in like the bitchiest DMV voice ever.
In a dick way. Oh,
Just like,
Polly would
calm down,
so work at the
sweetie.
DMV.
Oh, Polly would work at the or Starbucks.
Oh,
No,
you would work at
fuck
Starbucks.
Starbucks.
No, with
the
your discount.
DMV
Only with your
full
discount.
on.
Just be
I'm
like,
sorry.
oh, you have a problem
Did you
with your
not
cafe?
see the thing that you were supposed to fill out that has the sign above it that says "fill this out"? Maybe you should go over there and try that again.
This is registration. Like, you need licensing.
Right.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
no, I can't just take you there. You gotta get a new ticket. Sorry.
Do I look like an optometrist? Do I need to help you read now? Because there's a sign above my head that says "go away."
And one on my face.
He would never do that. I would. Hey, guess what? I did it today.
Hey, there you go. Sometimes
No, it
people
wasn't
just
that
need to
pretty.
hear.
Don't praise me. It was awful. Anyway, Polly though is like, he tries his best. He like as
When you
a
try
person,
so
as
hard and you
his
don't
player.
succeed.
Yeah, I try my best to be him. It's really hard to be nice to people that just don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah, but the world's
I'll
full of those
heal
people.
you. I'll be your therapist. I will understand what you want to tell me. You just gotta shut the fuck up, sit down, and fucking tell me what you want. Don't just scream it across the room.
I mean, he told
That's
you
not how
what
you
he
make
wanted.
friends. Huh?
He told you what he wanted.
I know. But when it opposes everything that we are here for, we need to talk about that.
The only reason
Okay.
he
Whether
was
you
there.
want to talk about it is not my fault.
Yes, there's definitely very much a conflict of interests, and it was one of the
That's an understatement.
effects of the random D20 roll in chat.
Yes, can we make that a little more expensive, please?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. It was just because of all the subbings that people were able to gratify that many points right away.
Well, Slash, you can get that many points within like 2 to 3 hours a session, actually. And those are powerful,
Yeah.
obviously.
That one was going to happen, but it was meant to happen tomorrow, not tonight. So that would have been
that's
something you
sweet.
guys would have had to have woken up to. Which, I mean, maybe it's a good thing that it got brought up. I don't know if that was one of
I
the
swear real bad about that guy.
I wonder if it was one of the procs to make you go, I should go commune right now. Because if you had commune and asked where the Deathwalker was, there wouldn't have been that extra urgency to everyone of, oh shit, it's here.
That was not the first question I had.
No, but it was.
I'm
Yeah.
glad I asked it,
Mhm.
but that was not the first question I had.
Yeah. But I didn't know if the Jacob thing had helped proc you going, maybe I should go
Yeah.
commune right now. So, and since your dice roll had allowed you to get a little boon from your god, it made your communing pretty much a little bit more straightforward.
That was not my dice roll.
It doesn't have to be your roll.
The dice roll. And the funny part is, I did not drink all night.
Yep.
I did not drink all night on
Water.
purpose. Yep. I abstained because I had this weird feeling that somebody's going to need to be level-headed, and we're going to have to get the fuck out of here. And yeah, that's because now I can sleep soundly until I need to wake up.
I have both a comment and a question.
Yeah.
Comment is in regards to, because both Nori and Polly are rocking 20s to wisdom. They're both very wise characters. The difference is Polly has a 9 to charisma and Nori has a 15. So they both understand this situation, but Polly's is okay, we go straight to the point. Here's what's gonna happen. Fuck you, stop doing this. Well, Nori is okay, let's talk through this. What do you want? Why is this thing? Yada yada yada. Okay, let's gently let's come to a compromise. It's so funny to me. Okay. And then the question for Val is, what has been the moment that's been like the funniest to you, and what's been the moment like as of the last couple sessions, and what's been the moment that's just made you sit there and think, all right, this is gonna be something I'll have to have a little bit of a think on, if you've even had that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, playing with you guys for so long now, just as you guys have to sort of take with whatever happens and sort of just roll with it, I sort of react the same with you guys. I have enough in either backlog or lore or stuff written down and ready to be brought up, that if anything was to happen with you guys making a certain decision, or something randomly happening in that regards, I have something already to pull off of, so I don't have to sit there and go, oh my god, how am I going to deal with this? So it helps relieve a little bit of stress in maybe those situations for me. But if I had to be like this is going to be interesting situation, I think it was probably luckily you guys rolled well enough, because when Kaporin decimated that forest and that bird was flying overhead, I was like, you guys are not ready for that.
No.
But it was tracking the panther-dillos because they were large enough to be moving the trees. So it was like, ooh, food. And then all of a sudden, this wide open thing, and this new larger thing was floating down the river. It was like, ooh, bigger food. But luckily, the rolls happened just right for you guys to get past it. I was about to be like, this encounter is gonna go from a 10 to a 20 real quick.
That poor ship.
Hey, I was so proud of myself for getting that mask back. I'm like, I did it.
I'm actually very proud of you, whale and all.
Pulling out splinters from your mouth, like
I know.
Because she got
I'm
like
actually
full
proud of
on
myself.
speared.
at one point,
Yeah.
Yeah, you were. That looked painful. Also, me dancing around in your mouth, like, what the fuck am I doing in here? I hope it's not gonna swallow.
And then, as far as funny situation goes, I mean, there are some things that get chosen by different players that are on their individual funny renditions of it.
Just give like top 3.
Kaporin's insistence on just crawling around the deck of the ship, trying to help.
Right?
I'm just like, dude, everyone understands. I understand you want to help, but it takes you 3 turns to get anywhere. And by then, it's usually going back to the other side of the ships. You're just this constant speed bump that they're having to deal with. It's much more funnier if you're like visualizing it than like I wasn't gonna make people start making acrobatics checks to jump over Kaporin every time they needed to move somewhere. So in my head, I'm just envisioning everything because I want to, I keep an idea of the battlefield of what we're dealing with if I don't have an actual map. So I'm just like, picturing this little body of this Kaporin just worming his way across the deck and then over and then trying to do stuff and then going back, and I'm just like, Castian is seeing this and is remembering all of it. The whole conversation with Cassian when you guys were just dumping all this traumatic and just harrowing, sorrowful
poor
information on this guy was pretty hilarious as well.
What a whore.
He slept
Honestly,
with 2 people.
what a
Poor
freaking
guy.
whore. No, he slept with like more than that. You
3
could
people.
tell. 3
Oh,
people,
gosh.
really.
But
2 goddesses, up and coming,
yeah,
got cheated on for once, and like he's like freaking out about it. Like, whatever.
no, he just said, "Fuck it, I'm out. I'm gonna go on the ocean for a bit." And then all of a sudden, as soon as he gets on the ocean, it's like, "What the fuck is going on?" But so that conversation was funny. Kaporin worming his way across the ship was funny, and Richaw in the last battle, just constantly being like, "Dude, that's awesome. That's a cool name. Really? You could."
So
Oh
happy
my
he
God.
can talk.
I'm just like,
I
I
love
love
that he
him
can talk.
all the more.
I'd be like, anybody else, this would probably be working, but this guy's like on a path from God, like super zealous, like he needs to get this shit done. And luckily Istro like told him to pause in the back of his head, and he took that as a chance to try and convert Richaw. And then tried to
And
I just
then-
love that Richard like
You
the
gotta-
entire time, like, dude, you're cool. You're actually pretty fucking amazing. I love what you're doing here.
and
This
then-
is a good look. Why are you still coming for me?
Exactly. I was just
All I'm
laughing
doing
the
is complimenting you.
And then
All while Nori's first thought, I'm looking at this guy was pathetic.
He was pretty pathetic.
and then Trentimir went and ate the Mormon.
Yeah, that. Yeah, that. I felt really bad about that.
But
I
this is
didn't
also
do as funny.
the first time that anyone's, especially you, Nori, seen the Trentimir piece ever grow without consuming another Trentimir piece.
I mean, it makes sense. So just because it's energy, he requires energy from a god, whether it be his own or someone else's. I guess it both works.
I mean,
A
you've
double
seen
A
the
battery
Trentimir-
from one thing can be moved into another.
You've seen it grow on yourself, haven't you?
It
Yep.
shape shifted. It didn't
Oh.
necessarily grow.
Well, it actually like there was a form that came out of it, right?
Well, no. The only time anyone ever saw a form of Trentimir was Richaw when he went inside the Nori's crystal. But that was before
Right.
Polly.
But this one manifested itself, correct?
Yes.
So, but we've seen it get bigger and smaller.
It can.
We just
contort
haven't
its
seen
shape.
it manifest itself and like literally take an active part.
Yeah, no, this is definitely the active part can be different.
I'm pretty sure when it killed a bear person, it took an active part.
No, I meant like the first time it ever taking an active part.
Oh,
Some of the stuff with Vinny was actually just Trentimir working through Vinny.
oh,
Yeah.
do tell.
Well,
Please make Polly hate him even more.
like his octopus whip.
Oh yeah, he's packed weapon. Yeah,
Yeah, well, that was actually a extension of Trentimir, not just a pack weapon.
Polly figured that much out. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. I was just like, honestly, like I didn't even like my character didn't see it. I don't even think Nori saw it. Eric was the only one that was out there
Yeah,
watching,
Eric's the
right?
one- And he was just like,
That saw it
"Big
actually
thing
like
sucked
physically
dick, boom, boom,"
manifest.
and yeah, and he didn't give very much of a good description.
Wow.
He's got
Well, he
innate
didn't tell any of
intelligence.
us.
He's doing his best.
Yeah.
And that's why I said everyone was looking at Emmerich while Rashad was giving his description of what happened. And Emmerich's just like, yeah, that's exactly what happened. What about the thing with the stuff? And Rashad's just like, and then this happened. And he's just like sits there like, did that really, did it happen like that? Until Rashad sort of gave a better rendition of what
Yeah.
actually happened.
I'm just really excited that Rachel can talk now.
Yeah, that
It's
does
so nice.
make
Is it
easy.
though? Does it make it any less confusing lately?
No, and I love it.
I
You
love that
have
he's
to
still fucking
understand
cryptic as
that
hell.
a lot of my joy is like, this is funny, and then moving on from there. So yes, I'll be dramatic in session, but just the player inside of me like, I'm enjoying this.
Nice.
I'll laugh about this later.
Nice.
Yeah, Rachel was frustrating at best.
Love him so much.
I wanted to help him so bad when he had questions, and I just didn't understand what the fuck he was talking about at all. And now that I understand what he's talking about, I still can't help him.
Him going to Amric and being like, "You were the only person who ever understood."
I know!
It's so
And that was like
was
really
so
only like
awkward.
2 conversations that he actually understood, and Amric the rest of the time was just like, I have no fucking clue.
He rolled a
But
nat
he
20
did, though.
twice, and
Yeah.
then
No, it was
Never
only
again.
twice. It was only 2 like
No,
full conversations.
I know that, like, he rolled 2 natural 20s, blah, 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 all that stuff, but for some odd reason, Amric always knew kind of what he was talking about. And we would lean into Amric, and he'd, like, give us a clue, and we're like, oh, makes total sense. Makes total sense.
And then Rachel just
Absolutely,
sitting there
yeah.
going like,
Richa, blah, blah, blah.
I mean, sure.
Yeah, I know. Says Polly with the advantage on insight every single time.
well, you have no proficiency in it. It's just
I
you
do.
have advantage. You do?
I
You're
do,
proficient in it?
and I have a ring that gives me advantage on it, and I still suck.
Just when it comes to
D&D
Rachel.
Beyond, hates me. It does not like me being a cleric. It loves me being a halfling barbarian.
Tamberley had some good rolls.
I rolled 3 natural 20s in a row.
Well, I rolled 3 nat 1s.
Right?
To be fair, D&D Beyond and Roll20 really liked you guys during the one shot.
Yes, we rolled
Oh my
so
God, it
well then, and then
did.
just
It was
I
so
haven't rolled
much
a nat
fun.
20 since we were in the jungle. That's how long it's been.
And it was
I
probably like
went through the
a
logs
perception
and
check.
I'm like, oh,
Probably.
it was on a perception check.
It's what Nori's doing the most often. I wish there was analytics where you could like break it down per character of what they've rolled the most.
Oh, that'd be so fun.
Nori's would
Wouldn't that
definitely.
be great?
It'll be like a lot of 8s. So middling rolls, but like
Yes.
low middling.
Oh,
So
like
it's
an
like
overall average of what your roll is.
yeah, just like an average. Get an average of 8 there, buddy. So you're okay, but
Gotta step it up. We gotta work on your rolling.
And the funny part is Richa, like 12 and below
Hot
the
and
entire
cold.
time. How do you get that total? What the fuck? Stupid expertise.
Yeah, if he didn't have those high ass numbers to the things that he tries to do, he would never
For
be
sure.
successful.
If you didn't have that high number,
The high
we would
modifier
never
number,
have saved
yeah.
that captain in the pirate realm and gotten back and done a whole bunch of other
Which I would have
shit.
been dead a long time ago.
his
Sure.
expertise. He needs to like never play a character that doesn't have expertise. His next character just needs to be a bard. There's no choice.
I don't think Rai can play pretty much anything if he wants to.
That's true. It'll just roll poorly.
It's just gonna be not the
Spicy.
same.
I'm just hoping for the time that if Barrick is still alive, that
If Barrick is still alive, if
His old character.
that you guys have not yet
If?
you have not yet to confirm whether or not he is still alive.
that is
We don't
correct,
know him.
we're on your second timeline and my third, so
But
he
Amric
could
does.
still be alive.
Oh, Amric does know Barrick. That's
Yeah, they're
right.
good friends. But it'd be hilarious for both Ryan and Becca to play both of their characters in the same session,
Oh no.
and one of their set of characters are married to one another and have a kid.
Oh no, that's great.
That's awful.
because Rachaw talking to Barrick would be the most hilarious conversation. It's basically like Rachaw talking with Eartha Marsh. Or Rachaw talking to Ganthrok. It's
So the most brilliant conversation ever.
yeah, it would be great to watch. Not to be a part of. You guys don't want to step into that landmine.
Oh,
But-
I just want to sit there. I just want to sit there. Can we
Get
bring
the
Eartha Marsh
popcorn.
on as like a guest character? Because holy shit, I want that conversation so bad.
Earth Marsh is currently doing things in the campaign world that it would be very difficult for you guys to get there.
She
Or to
wants
get
to
him
meet the
back.
child.
They don't have a kid yet. It's just a possibility. Different
Oh no,
timeline.
no! Before Barrick disappeared,
She was pregnant.
yep. So
So there's a baby Barrick.
there's
I
a
mean,
baby Barrick.
it's only been like a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, as far as things go, there is a baby.
True.
But still, that'd be hilarious for Shaw and Barrick just having a
Yeah.
full-on conversation with one another. It's one of my internal highlights that I want to see at some point. But as far as further questions go, anyone else have one for either each other or for me before I start getting back into my questions?
Thanks. Hold on, I will be right back.
Wait, yeah, it's that direction. What?
I am like out of game.
Mhm.
How much does Ladash know about Polly?
About Polly specifically?
Because Polly's super pissed off at this guy.
At Ladash?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
He's
because
like,
he
how
didn't-
dare you come at my friends and tell them, like, and air all of this shit that we've been trying to hide for this long because we know we're fuck ups. We don't need to be told that. And he's like, because he's called out everyone except me and Emmerich.
because he doesn't
And
know
I'm
you guys.
wondering, like, honestly, how much he knows about us.
As far as
I mean,
this-
they're the obvious things because we know that Valek told him.
yeah.
But
So, beyond the obvious stuff of you guys, just you and Emmerich, just being sort of attached to the group and
Mhm.
being with them for a while, and some of the stuff you guys have got into together, Ladash isn't gonna know too much about you specifically. Or
because
Emmerich.
I honestly, I don't know how, like, he said that he was talking to Valek
Yeah.
and Valek told him stuff, but we don't know how long ago that was. And obviously, Polly is fucked up.
Yeah.
And it was a big fuck up. Amric was in the same place at the same time, and it happened like what 4 months ago in game. So like he's like, I'm wondering, like, it's been 4 months and we were just with Valek apparently like a month ago in this plane ish,
Yeah. So
or like a month ago.
Ladash
So-
wouldn't have really asked for too many tabs on you or Amric. He was more concerned with the group of people that he grew to know. So
Okay.
beyond the fact of you guys being attached, and like Valek would have been more or less, oh, you know that dwarf that was with them? He's no longer with them because of some personal matters. Valek's not the type to just like unnecessarily give people information. I mean, he's the information dude in Ixia, so he's just not going to give up free information unless people specifically ask for it and have
Right.
the stuff to trade for it.
Okay.
Yeah. His whole
So he
deal-
doesn't know a lot about Polly or Amric or anything.
No. His whole deal with Ladash was strictly to help keep tabs on Nori, Bryn, Rachaw, and Kapoor.
We got a lot of people keeping tabs on us.
Well, you have Valek keeping tabs on you, and then you have other people asking Valek for the tabs. So
Yep.
it's like one person. It's like a college class. One person actually went to the class, and everyone else asked for their notes.
Yep.
Right. And for as information guy as he is, and like secret shit, he sure talks a lot.
He just knows who is you guys only know the people that are open to talking to you about them knowing because of Valek. And Valek's only going to tell people that he knows you guys, if you guys came around again, would be like, sure, we'll tell you some shit about us that we've been up to.
Right.
So it's very much it seems like a lot because it's your own circle sort of dealing, your friends. And so it's kind of, you keep running into that because Valek is like, hey,
Right.
He's the guy at the group chat going, they're all okay. Like, don't worry. They're doing all right. This shit happened, but they're all relatively alive. And we're moving forward. And everyone goes, okay, cool. Thanks for the update. But
They haven't destroyed anything lately.
Beyond
but we'll keep you updated.
Your circle of people, and obviously the military reports he has to keep on you guys, because you guys are technically a version of attachés.
I have no idea what that means. Please explain.
You're basically, think of it like not political asylum, but an attaché is like a sect of a specific grouping of people. So it's like not even an off group, but an even further division of an off group. But you're still technically involved. So it's
We're
just
the side company.
It's very much, if you think of it like an umbrella company and like a very further down the rung type of excess company. But you guys are still technically attached, which is why it's attaché, attached. Is why he is so good at keeping tabs on you guys. Plus the fact that you're his daughter. So, I mean,
yeah, she doesn't know how to feel about that. It's like, I can't tell if you are actually concerned about me or if this is just Yelena making you.
Oh, he's so concerned about you. He absolutely
Rory doesn't know that.
I mean, it's obvious.
Oh, actually, that reminds me of an interesting question for you.
He hasn't killed you yet, so of
True.
course he's concerned about you.
Ask me for an interesting thing for you, Polly.
Yeah.
When you got Brulistened back into Ixia and put on the boat, and you guys got onto the boat, and
Okay.
And Valek was getting onto the ship and sent everyone else away to protect you. Tell me your thought process as Polly to Valek before that moment and then after that moment, and how it may have changed.
You mean when he first saw? Because he was freaking out. He realized when we walked on the docks that he fucked up. He realized that, like, oh, we're supposed to be on this boat. We have tickets on it. And there's a real good reason for that. Because I fucked up. Not just because of divine intervention and stuff. But you mean like when he heard that Valek, because he was below deck before Valek even showed up.
Mm-hmm.
So you mean like when Valek
got onto the ship, realized you were on his ship, and
you didn't know that?
I think he ended up saying something.
No, he walked downstairs and started talking to me.
Yeah, I'm sure it would have. I thought it got brought up when everyone was together further on in the water, like a week later.
Well, he knew we were together, and then a couple of us were above deck. I don't remember where I was. I think I was below deck.
Valek knew I was there, but I was downstairs and with Bella.
Yeah.
And I think Kaparin.
I was tiny, that's right.
Dory was a little
yes.
rat on.
And I didn't know he was there. But when he walked downstairs and I hid behind the stairs, he was freaking out because he knows what Valak does.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been around them for forever and ever. Well, couple years. And
Well, Valak's
anybody who
definitely
my
been around
mom
you a
can
lot longer.
cow, he should be fucking afraid of. Because he knows his mom. So he was literally like, he was trembling behind the stairs, like, please don't kick me out. Please don't throw me away. Please don't kill me. Like, he was praying. The fact that not much came of it, he's very thankful. He thanks Brulison for that, for damn sure. But he also knows that, like, in the back of his head, Brulison wouldn't have put him in this position if he didn't know where he was supposed to be going. But he's dumb, but he's not that dumb. Yeah, he just, like, he was ready to, he was ready to face the consequences again. He forgot where he was and what he was not supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I think it was on the dock when I said...
And that's why he freaked out
A
and ran
familiar
downstairs.
figure is walking this way when everything clicked into your head. Oh, shit, I shouldn't
Yeah.
be here.
I cast Sending in a hotel in the middle of Ixia. Fuck! Bye!
While Nori's sitting there just like going through her like because we did that whole thing where we had
Come on,
we're
Bella,
aligned.
let's go.
So Nori's like, okay, what spells do I have? What shenanigans can I do? I don't have water walk or water breathing because I was in the jungle and we didn't need those. I have wind walk. I can do this, this, and this. And this. Frantically, how can I save the dwarf?
Unfortunately, if you're really trying to run away from Valak, the situation was not going to allow you to be able to...
Oh no, absolutely not. She
He
knew it was
wasn't gonna
pointless because
try
she was going through it
to.
anyway.
Yeah.
He was definitely going to hide. And you said that, like, there were officials. You described
They're
their
officers, yeah.
their uniforms and stuff, but you didn't specifically say Valak, and he freaked out at the uniforms.
Yeah.
That's what put him over the edge. He was scared to death.
Yeah, real quick
Because he
correction.
didn't want to leave you guys
Again.
high and dry. He just got back and he wanted to take care of you, but he realized that he fucked up. That's all.
What were you saying, Nori?
I don't remember.
Correction of something?
What?
That she didn't know she was trying to get Polly away from Valak. She was just like, okay, Polly ran down here. He's clearly scared of something. These are probably officers. I'm decently fast. I can probably get out quick enough to do something. I don't know. But it wasn't, if she had known it was Valak, then she would have been like, oh, then it should be at least okay-ish. Like, yeah, I can't do anything against Valak, nor do I want to.
Oh man, it would have
You
been great if you
can,
casted
though.
Windwalk and those little missiles started following you around again. Alright, we book it! And then everyone else is just on the ship as these two clouds just go... And then all of a sudden everyone gets to see these fucking things just get launched out of the city. What are those? Yeah, that's gonna catch up to them real quick.
Yeah, it's more of a... It was my worst case scenario things going about. It's like, this isn't gonna work, but here's what I have.
Oh yeah, and since you used Windwalk to come into Ixia, they have changed those little anti-magic missiles to now be able to...
So they're faster.
Lock on and track you and catch up to such a spell. Wow. Yeah, so you...
Even if you go beyond the border?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they have crazy range. Because
I strengthened their defense.
yeah, basically. Kind of like how Arx showed them a bit of a gap.
We are siblings.
Yep. You didn't so much show them a gap, you just showed them a weakness that they needed to fortify. But yeah, no, those things, once they're actually locked onto you, they don't have a propulsion system. Their propulsion is basically like magnets to your magic. It locks onto your specific signature of magic and just comes at you until it catches up.
No, I don't think Nori's banned from Ixia, Kaparin.
Not yet.
Not yet. I still have time though.
Yeah.
She still
20
has a
years.
dad and a mom and a mom and an
And a
almost
brother.
no, that's yeah, and a brother. Yeah,
And a sister-in-law / parental and figure. We're just gonna leave it there.
yeah, lots
Hey,
of
my
family.
my stepmother acts like a sister. My sister-in-law acts like a mother. It's fine. My life
Yeah.
is weird. I'm just gonna accept it now.
Polly's the only one banned from Ixia at the current moment. And as far as like what head I would want my skull
Your coin purse.
purse to be made out of, he would never ever think of anything like that.
You have skulls lined across your belt, which was new information
Well,
to
yeah,
Yes.
but
me.
being able to
I have
actually
skulls hanging from my belt, yes, but I would
That's
never bother
disturbing.
making them into a coin purse.
shoot. It's a coin purse of holding.
Doesn't matter. It's just like he like
They're more
literally
useful.
not even in his thought process at all. These are things that I don't even remember who the first skull was. It was like second campaign, like
Like-
other campaign,
Like
like
section,
very early
like session
on.
5 or 6, yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, and I held onto the skull. I don't even remember whose it is. Val, Val, do you even know who it is?
I believe it's one of the vampire creatures from that like wars battle scene that you guys got dumped into.
I wouldn't even remember that. I know that one of them is that crazy, like, tortured half-orc girl from the pirate thing.
Yeah.
Hobgoblin.
Yeah. Also,
Mario remembers that shit. That was
not my best
traumatizing.
moment. By the not my best moment. And the other one,
Hated it.
I also, yeah, you turned into a cat. You hated it so bad. The other
That
one,
was
I don't even
strategic,
know
excuse
who
you.
that is. Like, I've got 3 skulls, and I only know what one is.
Yeah.
I just know I have them. And you know what? They keep him company when he's bored.
It's
Even
definitely
if they just said, like, he has to pretend that they're his mom and they're just insulting him constantly.
it's not his armor that gives him disadvantage on stealth. It's the fact that when he stops moving, there's just a
You're correct. It is not my armor that gives me disadvantage on stealth.
with the,
So
with
we
the
have-
occasional think of it hitting the armor.
Cluck, 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 cluck. Yeah. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
And then there's every now and then when he makes a hard stop that it's like a as they like really echo into one another.
Wow. Yeah.
And-
Welcome to my real life.
And it's like everyone in our party has such bad decks. Nori's is okay, and then Rachad's is fantastic. It's so funny because it's like, okay, we have a stealth mission. Only Rachad can go.
That's alright, we need to be stealthy. Okay, everyone stay here. Richa, we'll see you when you're done.
Right. Right? I'm just
Best
gonna
you can
sit
do
here
is-
and wait.
I'm like, we're sorry, Richa, even with your 37, you can't make up for all their nat ones.
So I just turn into a small snake. Well, first I cast Pass Without Trace. Turn into a small snake, become Rachad's scarf, and then Rachad has a plus 25 to stealth.
You should polymorph someone first, and then wild shape.
I can't keep 2 concentration spells up, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
Is
Well-
pass without a trace on concentration spell?
Pass Without Trace is concentration. Wild
Oh.
Shape you can just do.
I think with your group, polymorph would probably be more beneficial. If
Okay,
Rachad's
so I
doing the main
polymorph
stealthy.
one person.
Into a cockroach. Here you go. I'll just sit in your pocket. Be quiet.
The little cockroach from Wally. Just
Yes.
sit on the shoulder.
Oh no. Oh, Bella has polymorph.
Yeah, but she's not going to use it. She's like, you guys
Not on
have all
something
gotten to
stupid
this
like
point.
that.
You can handle it.
Oh,
She saves
sad.
she saves her spells very much for situations that need it. If it's stealthing,
So comparing.
To a degree, but it's very much more of like, okay, everyone's gonna die unless this next thing happens. So I need to step in here because she does have some power, and I don't want her to become a crutch or over involved in anything because she's trying not to be. You guys create so much attention to yourselves already, and she's on her own mission that luckily enough she's been able to downplay her role in everything so much so far that she goes pretty quiet and out of the radar of even reporting and people keeping tabs on other people. It's just more of like a, oh yeah, Bella's there if they ask, but it's more of she just pixies and flies behind Kaporin, usually not getting seen, and only when her presence is a problem does it, you know, she's like, okay, like, I'll do what I have to do, stay away, go downstairs, do whatever. But she's on her own mission, and she's playing it as smart as she can, and will only jump in when it's an absolute necessity, or it's hilarious.
Or if it's for Kaporin.
Yeah, or it's hilarious.
Or it's hilarious.
When she has a pretty good read on the situation that nothing dangerous and dramatic should happen, not that it won't,
Yeah, well,
but that it should happen that day, then she'll burn a spell or two to keep Kapoor quiet, or
have you seen her partner?
make him go to sleep, or whatever the case may be.
And that shouldn't work because he's a half elf. You can't be put to sleep except by magical means.
Fey magic, baby. Different planes have different magics, and you guys will have things that are beneficial and detrimental. And you guys haven't dealt too much with Fey magic, but Fey magic for elves specifically gets through that little bit of barrier because it's sort of that bloodline sort of, when you use a very bad word, wraparound of a way to get around the whole advantage on, or intransmutable and advantage on spells that would do such a thing. But yeah, so watch out if you guys go to the Feywild.
Because Nori, just with her land druid thing, is immune to being charmed and frightened by Fey. So that's fun.
Yeah, something like that.
And elementals, but I don't think there are a lot of elementals that are doing charm and frighten stuff.
You don't know.
If it comes up, then great.
But yeah, no, if it's class specific, then that's one thing. But if it is blood or, you know, race specific for the elf thing, then they would have immediate. Fey would cut right through that because the only reason elves really have that is because of their Fey ancestry. So any other types of that type of charming and sleeping and such wouldn't have as good of an effect. But if it's straight from the Fey, then it's like ooh, this makes it nice and easy.
Yeah, their magical insomnia takes no effect.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
I have one more question. This is mainly for Polly. But as far as the circumstance go, I'm sure Nori would want to maybe chime in on it a little bit as well. I
hope so.
So for Polly, obviously the Otis thing is a situation, but bringing up Word of Recall and possibly using that to get your entire group out of there, with the fact that Ixia and Cydia are basically at war again, how, if you have to use that spell to get out of there, and say you have the entire group, what's your plan on getting everyone out of Kember? Because you're going to be like 6-7 discs down when you pop in.
Well, my home is only disc 4.
Okay, so disc 4. But I'm saying, like, it's not like you're going to be up and outside. You're going to be, like, in the heart.
Right, I get it. But as far as, like, Ixia and Cydia being at war, we're not part of the military. Like, none of my friends are.
Well, that
It's
doesn't.
Like they're not
it's
worried, huh?
Well, that part doesn't matter. It's because Kember is basically the war machine capital of Cydia. You guys are
Right.
flooded with Cydian generals, commanders, officers, all those individuals.
Yeah, but I'm just an
and we
enchanter.
don't know how well
Oh,
Nori
you aren't the
is
problem.
known.
It's about getting the Ixian people in your group up
That's
and out of
true.
Kember without being seen.
It's honestly right now it's not part of what he cares about.
Well, obviously, yeah.
He's
Immediate
caring
death.
about like getting Bryn alive. If she's in prison, she's still fucking alive.
Yeah.
But he, oh gosh, how do I do this? He knows Devin and he knows Otis. And he can call his mom. He's not going to call his mom because he's not a mama's boy. Get that out of your fucking head. He has a couple of connections. He's also like rich boy. He will call him and be like, "Hey, want to have a good night? Want to have some fun? Let's make this happen."
And
No.
especially if we have to bring everybody.
Right. No. That's what I mean, though. Like, this guy is about the thrill. He has nothing else to fucking do. And I love him for it. That's why we're friends. We drink. That's his job. His job is to drink my ale and my booze and sell it to other people and promote it. And if I bring, I don't know, free servers and promo people with me, let's talk about it. Let's do this. He's got off the cuff ideas, but no, he wasn't even thinking about that. He was thinking about keeping Britt alive and letting her get a good night's sleep at least once. And that's why he was asking Castian about the fact that his hand is on his ship and can he teleport back to it with us. He's still not okay with Word of Recall. He's not yet. He's not, because we can't get back.
Board of Recall
why
couldn't
would
take
we-
Castian and all of us.
That's what
There's
I
not
mean.
enough
Like,
people.
that's what I wanted to do if Castian can bamf back to his ship. But nobody's given me a yes or no at all. Like, him hot around it for 2.5 hours on Friday, and nobody said yes or no. And that's my thing. It's like, yeah, I can be at the foot of Bryn's bed and call everybody and we can like bamf out of here, but can we get back? If we can't get back, there's no fucking point going anywhere. Literally. We have like
Nori
3 places
has
to
a
be.
plan. Yeah.
So yeah, like he's not set on Word of Recall at all. But yeah, as far as like dumping into the middle of Kember, he has been in his off time. I will make it canon that he has been messaging Otis. I mean, he's in love. And he loves hearing that sweet, sweet dwarf sing-songy voice. Makes him feel safe.
Now tell me in song.
I mean, he'll take whatever he can fucking get.
Yeah.
Honestly, and the occasional checkup with his mom. He's got all these spells that aren't being used on the 2 weeks that we're off doing weird shit rolls. One storm in one day, we still have 2 weeks. So yeah, he's been sending back and forth. He's been messaging, and he's been messaging Devin as well when he remembers his name.
So about once a week.
Pretty much.
Oh,
Like,
that guy.
He's been keeping tabs, and he's been trying because he wants Otis to know exactly what's going on. Because Otis knows how fucked up Polly is. and how it's all the backstory and stuff, but Polly gets into a lot of trouble, even when he was a kid, unintentionally, and Laverne and Otis were there to get him out of it. So he keeps Otis up to date, and yeah, if we drop in with 7 of us in our home, in this little tiny shrine room, which we have in the back of our house, that I'm still paying for, fine, Devin can pay for it when he wants to, but anyway, I'm doing my best. He won't be surprised. And they will, I'm pretty sure they'll do what they can. I'm not expecting anything from them, except to not be surprised. That's all.
You have a point, Bella. We wouldn't be able to bring her too.
I can.
Not with Word of Recall.
Word of Recall, it's
5 people plus you.
5
so
people
6
plus
people
me?
total. Yeah.
So I won't even be able to bring Castian.
Nope. You have
just
6
us.
people. Yep. It would have to be just our group, and I don't think that's a smart idea, to be honest.
No.
It would be, yeah.
But to
have
get Bryn
a
a
small
full night's
group.
sleep, I would do it if she asked me to.
Because
That's all.
honestly, we leave the boys there. Richaw could get a lot done doing whatever the hell Richaw's. Amric could use a company that's not us, and having all these big old buff, what's it called? Sailors might be nice for him.
We are not leaving a pair behind by himself. That is out of the fucking question. Sorry.
Just
it was in text.
Yeah. I just realistically.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to do it.
Because, like you said, with polymorph and stuff, Nori can turn into something small, turn Bryn into something small, turn into something small herself, eat Bryn. We just jump into Polly's backpack, chill in there until he can get us out. But we don't know if there's like people that check stuff, yada yada yada.
Yeah, but yes. If we go back to Kemper, that's not a problem. But this thing that's following us,
we're not going to be able to sleep, and we can't run away from it.
Yeah, we have to have a night's sleep, and that's the thing. Like, we have to have just one night's sleep, and that's why I asked Cassian again about like his ship. Like, can we go at a moment's notice? And then Ladash said, you can take another ship and go. But the storm is still raging outside, so we can't literally go anywhere right now. I don't know. Like, it's going to be hectic as fuck, and I don't think that I can get another... I don't think I can get anything that will hold her soul again.
There's always divine intervention.
Yeah, and that's worked so well for us.
You can do divine intervention, just please just workshop the wording with us.
Right.
Because
by the way, the first time it took away all Bryn's magic. The second time it took us to a different continent.
Or I want Nori here. There was no specificity.
No, I said
like a
I want us
you
to
have
all
to be as
together.
Specific as possible.
I tried.
That was so vague.
No, but it worked out so well. Because we were on the ship for Richaw's vision. Bruceson has his ways, even though he's not as straightforward as Ilinade. Which is really funny. Because Polly is really missing Ilinade.
He's not over. You're not over your ex at all.
Oh, and he won't be for a long time. He likes Bruceson. Like, he loves the whole, like, brewing and cooking and all that stuff, and he's so fucking into it. He's making money off of it at home and shit. But man, oh man, it's not Ilinade. He wants a fucking conversation. He loves to talk. Val and I were actually talking about our backstories I was like, how many pages can I have? Because if you ask Paulie about his backstory, it's gonna be you. I, I just got to first, like at the beginning of the sessions, I just got to the battle, like the from,
Okay.
yeah,
Getting,
from the shadow plane to the battle.
yeah.
Just got there, over a page, over a page.
And
And
then
at
there's
the end of it, it's like, yeah, you probably need to go to the bathroom and grab another pitcher of beer, because we're going to be here for a while.
Honestly,
Yeah, it's,
that's probably where I would cut you off and just be
yeah, like Paulie just loves to talk. He does. And it like, if you could listen to our first sessions, he just talked and 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 talked, just to fill space, just to make himself feel comfortable.
Well, yeah, because you got
He just
thrown into
does that.
randomness.
Yeah, it's inane bullshit, but he talks and he's very nervous about it, and he's very not okay with what's happening right now, and he's gonna start talking more. And that's why he like talks out. That's why he yells at people. That's why he has a 9 charisma, I guess, because nobody wants to hear his bullshit, and he just keeps talking anyway. Because he's nervous and he doesn't know what else to do. He wants to help his friends, but he literally has nothing that can help them, so he just talks.
Yeah, and
What was the question? Sorry, I was talking.
It's all right.
I don't
Polly.
remember.
It's all right, Polly. Word of recall.
Word of recall. Fuck that.
Well, Nori, what's your thought process on the word of recall? If you guys do,
I
get
think
dumped
it's a
into it?
I would that's what I would like to do personally. Take not all of us, and you don't want to separate the group, and honestly, I don't want to separate the group either. But it just based on history, just we couldn't take all of us. And
Well, you can leave
Nori,
Cassian and Bella
yeah.
behind, and
Yeah.
be easier not to NPC
Yeah,
them for a
but we
while.
need Castian.
No, yeah, we can come back there.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted that. So my plan here is, again, there's a lot that can go wrong, but here's the Vegas rough draft for it. Essentially, because you're right, she needs to sleep. We physically can't do anything because this thing's going 100 miles per hour. I can't outrun that, and
No.
Bryn can't sleep with me trying to outrun that.
Yeah.
So us going there, where there's not a storm, well, maybe, where we can just hunker down for a night, reset, and then Nori can wind walk, because it's up to 10 people, can wind walk you guys as essentially just east until we can get to Cloparin's village, where she knows there's a wizard there that won't fuck them over.
Yeah. He is a really good guy.
And theoretically, we could just ask him to, because he grabbed you, didn't he?
He what?
He grabbed you, like, because he teleported you
grabbed
to
me?
us.
He
when-
basically, the way canon-wise it worked, and I haven't told you yet on this, Polly, was...
We're friends.
Yeah, he basically has given Polly, or usually when he sees Polly and Polly owes him something for something that Polly has either asked for, or they've done some
Or
sort
fucked
of,
up on.
or some sort of trading, or either through favors or items, as a form of payment. If he ever needs Polly, or Polly's currently in the process of getting something for him, he'll give him a teleport scroll. And he'll basically tell Polly, hey, I'm going to bring you over. I either need to talk, or I need that favor, or or Polly will reach out to him with sending and be like, hey, I've got your items. And
Right.
Polly can't activate the teleport, that specific teleport scroll, only Zorinth can. And it puts him directly in the doorway of the building.
Yeah. My thought was essentially get to Zoran. Because Nori doesn't know this, but it's just player meta knowledge. He wants a rod, right? We're idiots and didn't ask questions. So this is a very reasonable thing to do where, hey, we
I
got to this
did.
island. I know. I'm just saying we've forgotten such. So essentially what it could be is we, again, best case scenario, we get over there. It takes us like 2 weeks. That's enough time for the ship to be fixed. We tell them, hey, we got to this place. It's populated by these creatures and these people. We don't know exactly what you need, but we've got the knowledge of like the place. Could you teleport us there with you? Could we do that? It's and then pay him some stuff so that he is more willing to do so.
I mean,
It's,
or we could cast it ourselves because we know where we're going and take him
yeah,
with us.
that's true. Because
And
we've been there before.
Vadash is there and he can show him around the friggin' island.
Yeah. And yeah, Nori's willing to do just a lot. Because if we're there for 2 weeks and then its max speed is going to be 150 feet per round, which is uh it's like what's
It'll be
34 divided by 2?
it'll be halfway there.
Yeah, it'll be halfway
Because
there.
map wise, we're here, and then Caporna's village is here, and then where we were, where it bamps in, is way lower. Then yeah, we would still have a little bit of time,
Yeah. So it would
and
be
I would like to wait for it and then bamf back, so that it has that much longer to get to us afterwards.
I wouldn't like to wait that long. I would like to
I know. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to. Like.
I'd rather have like a 4-day buffer.
High five it
We're gonna
and then
have
disappear.
that. All I know is that
Bye.
we need that ship fixed. We need to get back to it. We need to get onto it, and we need to go.
Because it only is 10 HP a day, right? That's what you said, and I have it written. It only heals 10 HP per day, and
Which
the
is
fact that
not very
it's
much.
less magical now. AC 19. I don't remember how many hit points it had. 200, 340 HP.
That's its
Right.
overall health. Yeah.
Yeah. So 340 HP. 10 times 16 for 2 weeks. It might be a bit more, might be a bit less. Is 160, which is much better than we were. So it would give the ship time to repair. It would give Bryn extra time. And we could either bring all of us, we could bring just Nori, Bryn, and Polly. It would just depend on what we would want to do.
Yeah. And Bryn still has those 2 counts of insanity.
Yep.
2 counts of insanity?
Yeah. The die that I was making her roll whenever she couldn't get sleep for long enough periods of time.
Yep.
Oh.
Is there any way to cure that?
Sleep.
Get rid of the Deathwalker.
Back. Okay.
It's like
Yeah.
being innately scared of clowns, and every time you run into a clown, it just furthers your fear.
Yeah. So would rather not see it. And force her to look at it for a long period of time. No, thank you.
So are you saying that you want us just to do it then? Instead of waiting.
I would say just do it because what other option do we fucking have?
Alright.
Unless we ask someone, it's like, hey, do you have teleport? Can you get us to this very specific place where we last time absolutely got fucked over? So
I know that place. I grew up there.
Yeah.
yeah.
The problem is, again, like I have a 7th level spell and then level 1 spells. So we're doing
But
this.
Nori's got a 5th level, a 4th level. Yeah, just you won't have sending. I don't have sending.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like I can't tell anybody. Like I can't let anybody know like what's going on.
Yeah.
We're just gonna show up, which is fine with
Yeah.
me. Like Otis knows. Polly's got friends. They come over every so often. Sometimes they're not welcome, but we're all gonna leave happy anyway.
So all of a sudden,
And
Otis and Devin just sitting there, like, having dinner and just.
Get to bed!
Polly,
You go to sleep.
So I brought some friends.
It's gonna be fine. I promise. They're gonna go upstairs. They're gonna sleep for like
All
8
6 of
hours.
us. All
I'm
6
gonna
of us
sleep
in
in your
tiny
lap after
dwarf
dinner.
house.
Huh?
And then everyone's gonna come out the door. Everyone's gonna be like, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, this is Otis, guys. Hi!" And everyone's gonna be like, "Hi, Otis. Hi, Otis." Devin's just gonna be like, "They forgot about me again." I'm
Devin's over there
literally
too,
right here eating soup.
serving the soup.
Oh, what's your name, sir?
Pretty much.
So sorry.
It's great too because like the first interaction Polly had with Devin, Polly was all about Devin and like
Oh,
it was like so excited and getting all this started and going, and then everything happened and fucking Devin was just like out of everyone's mind.
well, I know because like, so we had an in to Otis. I know where Otis is. Let's just go. But I'm not your dad. I don't take care of you. But yeah,
He's just on a
I felt
completely
really
side-
bad when we
opposite side of the
teleported
world.
after the temple. After we teleported after the temple, and Rachaw's like, "Where's Devin?"
It's like you gave Devin no inclination or warning or
It
knowledge
was-
that you guys were leaving. Doing
I know. I
anything.
felt so bad.
It was just.
I
We're all
I
gonna
was
go do this thing,
messaged
and
this.
goodbye.
I was messaged this. It was like I don't remember what I was doing, but I was messaged this. Well, no, I was in the kitchen with my dad. I was messaged that we'd forgotten Devin, and I laughed to the point of tears, and my dad being concerned for my health and well-being, and it was a glorious moment.
It's just so stupid, and it's so funny, and it's
Forgot
so-
the
I feel
whole
so
last
bad.
It's so your guys' group, to be honest.
It is. We only think about ourselves.
Used
We
him
are
up to
so
the point that you
self-centered.
needed to, and then he just became a. Oh yeah, he's still here somewhere.
I was trying not to, and he kept paying. Not my fault.
Well,
I
yeah, he was
was-
super excited to go home and see his grandson, and then
I know.
the
I'm
day
so
that
glad he
actually was
gets to
supposed
spend
happen,
time
he's
with
just
him.
like,
It was so funny.
where'd everybody go? I just woke up and everyone's gone. Yeah, that
It's
was.
a good thing Ilinade and I were like this at the time.
Oh gosh, so fucking
Ugh.
funny.
All right. So before we go, any further questions?
Yeah. Where's that cocktail, Val?
Oh yes.
Cocktail time.
Hold a minute. You can go ahead and give descriptors of it while I get the pictures up.
So, what it's called the Druid Draft. After our Druid Nori, it has Fernet, vanilla vodka, Coke, and a twist of orange. It is delicious. Have you ever had Fernet before?
No.
Fernet Branca. It's a very. I like to tell people it tastes like tree bark with a hint of mint. It's very herby. It's dark and it's herby.
Picture came out huge. I'm trying to rescale.
Yeah. So that's the Fernet and the Stoli bottle. But almost there. There we go. Yeah, it's super tasty.
Just gradually making it smaller and smaller.
Yeah. It'll get there. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
There it is.
Yeah, it's 1 ounce of Fernet, 1 ounce of Stoli vanilla, and Coke over ice with just like a twist of orange, and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And it feeds into the more like barky, earthy side, than the flowery potpourri side of druids, because I can't see Nori being a flowery potpourri druid.
Oh, she's a
She's
goblin. She's
more
in the
of a
mud.
yeah.
Nori's got more goblin energy than the
Wood elf.
delicate little vegan druid who believes themselves to be better than everyone else. She's just like, no,
Right.
I'm with the goblins. These guys are cool. What are you guys talking about?
I'm
Right.
eating grubs out of fallen trees. Like,
Why would you want to be clean when you can be dirty?
exactly.
She keeps herself clean, but she's not afraid to get dirty.
Exactly. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
a little segment that I've asked Paula to come up with some ideas, and I've got some ideas too, which I actually need to pass along to you, Polly. I pretty much already have Caporans done.
Oh, thank God.
Uh,
Rashaw's going to be the most complicated.
I think I have
It has to have everything in it.
I think I have something for a Cha, and it satisfies that. So, but yeah, it's a fun little thing, and hopefully by the next time that we have Nori on, I can get these things together, and we could have not Nori, but at least me, and possibly Polly could have a sampling of this for our Roll for Insight.
I hope you guys enjoy it. I can't drink.
I've actually tried it, and it's fantastic.
There you go. See? Already 1 for 1. And yeah, Nori can't taste, so even
COVID.
even if it was a thing, it's not a thing. To you at
Nope.
least. You wouldn't be able to. It's like, this is
you
nice
would
and
taste
cold
this.
water.
Nope.
You will, actually. It's herby as
Have you tried the warheads yet?
I'm gonna be honest, completely forgot.
Well, now that's your second reminder to go ahead and warhead it up to possibly shock
right.
your taste buds back into existence.
See how it goes.
So, I try to remember to do this at the end of every Roll for Insight. I'm going to throw out some random NPC names, and you guys give me your characters' feelings on the NPC. And it could be as random as the one person that was interacted with, and could be as prominent as, one of the main NPCs that you guys have dealt with. This first one, actually, Polly will not be able to give his input on because he wasn't there for it. The sage / oracle / quest giver that Racha got the initial ship quest to go and find Castian.
The problem is I was sick during that session, so I wasn't there. So neither of us can answer this. I guess Nori doesn't know this person exists. So neutral?
Yeah, okay. All right. I have a full list of NPCs, and I just rolled numbers. So.
All good.
Understandable.
Parcel was there, but Polly was not.
No, this is way before Parcival or Polly.
Yeah, this was
the initial quest. Because remember, they had passed Asylum a bunch of times.
No, it wasn't in Solbern. It was in District 3, wasn't it?
No, it was the Emerald Quay. This is...
Oh.
Yeah.
Before really... Polly was...
Yeah.
We didn't know Polly existed.
Exactly.
Yay, me.
All right.
Oh, good times.
Let me see. Okay. I'm trying to remember if Polly was around for this person. Well, I'll go to the next one first while I think about it.
It's all good.
You both have interactions with him. You may love him, you may not have feelings about him, but Ganthrok, as he is officially now an NPC.
Ganthrok is one of Polly's besties.
Yeah.
Cannot say no.
Nori is this is normal for she's scared of him. He did toss her across a pool as an alligator, so that was interesting.
It was so much fun.
Oh, it was so fun. Nori has mixed feelings.
One of our best bath days.
Oh, so funny. Nori not so much. She's just like, this guy threw me, this guy is terrifying, and this guy kept calling my mother figure hot. So No, thank you.
You asked him to toss you.
No, he was begging me to, and so I was like, fine, okay. Stop yelling at
You
me.
said yes, and Ganthark is not that
Nori says
persuasive.
yes to a lot of things she really doesn't want to do.
Well, to be
All right.
fair, for
That's on you
Ganthark
then.
specifically, the last time that Group 2 had interacted with Ganthark and a large animal creature of any type was when I believe someone polymorphed into a bear. Libra polymorphed Earthamarsh into a bear, and he walked outside to go. No, Libra polymorphed herself.
It was Tag. It was Tag, and then
Oh,
the
okay.
next night, yes, Eartha Marsh went out as a bear and sat there in the fucking snow in that horny, crazy village
Horny
town.
town.
Well, he was going out to see how cold it was, and Libra was like,
Yeah,
"I can give you fur," and transformed him into a bear. And Ganthark happened to be walking through the town at the time,
and busted his
as
ass.
this giant random bear was in the middle of the town, and Ganthark, being in the military, was like, "I'm gonna fucking handle this,"
Yeah,
and ended up throwing the bear into the tavern. And so alligator's not a problem.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's so funny.
He's a sweetheart.
Oh yeah,
He really is.
oh yeah. He's a lover with a lot of muscle.
You can be as sweet as can be, and Nori can still be scared of you.
Oh yeah,
For sure, yeah.
Scared of what he can do
Yeah, Polly's scared of him too, but in a respectful way.
in a healthy way.
You put her getting like low key squeezed to death by a giant snake, and she's like, "Oh, come on, buddy, please let go." And then a random dude that yeets her across the room is just like, "No, never again."
You had fun.
I had a lot of fun.
It was like
Eh.
that bat day was the best. We only broke the ceiling,
Only.
and that's really good for Gantharok.
True. Usually there's a wall involved.
Usually it's mostly the building. Anyway,
Continue.
So I'm still trying to think. I don't think the only time Polly would have had any sort of knowledge or interaction is either through stories or through maybe a vision here or two. But Nori's birth mom.
indifferent. Respect, mad respect if she's still alive.
Nori
Putting
is
up with
so
that
worried
shit.
about her. If Bryn dies from the Deathwalker stuff, she's and her mother's like confirmed still alive. She's pulling every resource she has to try and see what she can help her with. She wants to know her mother, and there's a love for her that even if she doesn't know her as much as she does, Nori knows how much she sacrificed for her, and she wants to be able to give her mother a hug. That's her only goal. She wants to give her a hug and a happy life.
Okay. And last one. Oh yeah.
Fantastic. Love him. His name is delightful.
Drachaw's birth dad.
Don't know him.
Yeah, I think the only time you came across him was Parsifal.
And Parsifal only came across him because he knew, like, he was helping, like,
Illinois stuff.
move people around in that specific capital, but he didn't actually know him.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it that I got for you guys tonight. Thank you very much for hanging out and talking with me. We do have... I'm just checking the date. Okay. So we are on tomorrow night, starting at 9. And should be interesting. Should be fun where we start in. Like I said, you guys have not gotten a long rest.
Nope.
So we will be coming into that. and whatever that may entail. But again, thank you guys for being with me. And
Wait. What
Okay.
about group 2?
it's still in the works. Still,
So we're talking about re-establishing group 2?
yeah.
Maybe yes, maybe no. Fingers crossed. Maybe something in the works. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
But to give the channel like a ooh, might be.
It's very still much in the beginning stages of it, especially since I am currently doing interviews for jobs.
Right.
Once that
We're
drops-
talking about it. It might happen. It might not. But fingers crossed.
Yep, and it'd be coming up with a. We're pulling things back and retconning a lot of things, but
We're starting over basically.
to a
Level
degree,
5.
but keeping the group the same. So all the
Does
players.
Tamberlay get to keep her sword?
Nope.
No.
Ah,
Yeah, I have to retcon it back to all starting equipment, which is still like bag of holding, and
I don't have a bag of holding.
you had a bag of holding when you started.
I do.
Yeah,
I also have the jug,
and you had your Hellfire sword or Hellfire axe.
axe.
Yeah,
Yeah, but so here's the rub. I paid for those gauntlets.
you're
I
also
paid for them.
You're also
I paid for them,
You're also not starting with money, so
but I'm level 5, not level
and
3.
he switch out one of his items so that Tamberlay could have the gauntlets.
that would also mean I'd have to switch out everyone's items. So it's just safer and more even across the board to just go back to starting equipment, which Tamberlay was already sort of leaps and bounds in front of.
Yeah, my starting equipment was kind of the shit.
Hero
Hellfire, great axe, and a bag of holding, and a jug of
the alchemy jug, yeah,
the alchemy jug. Not bad. I rolled real well.
rolled real well on the starting equipment. So Tamberlay was
Yeah, I
already
just
like
didn't
a
Roll
good
real well on my strength.
step ahead with all that. So to make it even and level out, I can't be swapping. Yeah, you're going to start with some gold, but not enough gold to buy gauntlets of ogre strength. Let alone
But
that
I
even
bought them
being an
already.
option because of how the retconning is going. The availability, we're also going back in time like 100 years.
So closer to where we are now.
But still further into the future.
Yeah, like a couple hundred years.
No, you guys were only like 140 or 160 years ahead of them. So now you guys are only gonna be like 40 to 60 years ahead.
Okay.
Um,
Well, as long as Nyx gets back his magic sword, I'm
he
fine
would.
with it.
Yep.
He needs that so bad.
But yeah, so it just makes it easier to just revert everything back. And because the availability of items in your guys' area is going to be very limited. So you guys just starting out with those is already leaps and bounds ahead of other people in the area.
True.
But again, this is still in workshopping, still to be done, probably at least a few weeks to not a month, maybe New Year type of stuff.
We're working on it. In the works.
Yeah, so
Maybe a possibility. Can't wait for it to maybe happen.
yeah, no, if I end up getting the right job with the right hours and I can put some extra time into some stuff and make it happen faster, then I will. But until then, we'll do what we can.
Either way.
Yep. So beyond that, thank you guys for being with me, and you guys have a great night.
Thank you.
Yeah.